Here we go then for this, which will be the second 15-lapper. The championship points at the moment with an undefeated run of 5 starts, 5 victories. Josh Day leads by 41 points from Levi Day, who's 19 points ahead of Elliot Pinson. The race is on, and we are on the run in toward turn number 1 for this, the first of 15 laps. Didn't catch sighting as to who was the pace setter as they went in toward that opening right-hander. Josh Day has got away pretty cleanly with the front runners on the run up toward Beckett's corner. He's running there in second position as they arrive up there. Levi Day is your race leader, running for the Bose Plumbing Supplies concern. So the old 1-2 are there. That looks as if that is one of the Simmers boys there again. That will either be Elliot Pinson or Eddie Best. It is Eddie Best that's running there in third place, and then that behind them is the number 26. Would that be then up there? No, Davy Shoebridge. That would be 86, Davy Shoebridge. Davy Shoebridge, the Ben Wilson of Ducati Racing. By that I mean he just likes the bike beneath him to just ride so loose. He knows that eventually it will come back beneath him, but he's quite spectacular to watch. Is Davy Shoebridge, the number 86 rider, as they go through then to complete lap number 1. Had a new lap record yesterday, Josh Day, with that 56.411. Will it be better? There's a strong possibility it will. At the end of lap 1, Levi Day, Josh Day, Best, Shoebridge, Pinson, Carl Stevens, McGuinness, Middlemas, Neve. Then it was the number 89 of Davy Jones, Dion Compton, Solera, then Mac Jones, Tustin, Fowler, Stevens, Cox, Potter, Kennelly, Spencer Fleet, Devonport, Hasler, Arizeki, Fleetwood, Stevens, Long, Rawthorne, Buchan, Andre Compton, and 30th of the 30 that we have on screen number 1, rider number 83, Mark Evans. This will be the first of the flying laps then. They are coming up to complete that. And Levi Day, the Australian rider, number 57, 30-year-old Levi from Montgombier in South Australia. Got a number of Australian classic bike titles, has Levi Day. The first of the flying laps will come through to give us a clue. And as they go across the line, 56.844. That's, it's in the zone. It's in the zone. There is a possibility this lap record could well go again in this race, but that is only secondary to race position. And race position at the moment shows it is the old 1-2 of 57 and 1. What a difference a day makes. And we got 2 of them. Keeping a watching brief then in that third place is the number 44 of Eddie Best. First year at this level for Eddie Best, coming in off of the Moto3 British Championship and just a couple of one-off rides in the Junior Super Sports of last year. And he splits the big 2. He goes up into second position, does the number 44 on the Massingbird Monday, supported by some serious entry. Levi Day, Eddie Best, then it is Josh Day, and then it is Elliot Pinson behind them. And I was talking to Tim Maccabee in the Paul Bird Motorsport unit on Friday. Tim came in and we were talking about Ducati, and I said, the best thing to happen to your series this year, Tim? He said, what? I said, Eddie Best and Elliot Pinson, with, of course, Sean Neary and Rob Guyver retiring. They've got 2 really capable young up-and-comers in the form of Eddie Best and Elliot Pinson. They went through in second and fourth position. Number 75, Elliot, the 17-year-old from Swindon, had a third and a second at Donington Park, and he had a third at Snetterton, did Elliot Pinson, but it didn't quite work the same way yesterday. He landed on his backside pretty early on in the race, and now he's moved up ahead of Josh Day as well. So Josh Day has got a couple of Massingbird Monday Sim Series entries to contend with here. So Josh Day, championship leader with an undefeated record, has now been shuffled back into 4th position, and behind him it is Davy Shoebridge, the number 86 of Davy, the 32-year-old from Turners Hill. Got a new sponsor here this weekend, which tends to sort of overshadow his dad's old Garage Legends collection of classic bikes and his flooring company that backs him, Signature Me. But that leading bunch have gone through: Levi Day, Best, Pinson, Josh Day, Shoebridge, Carl Stevens. Carl Stevens, a newcomer to this championship series this year, the number 17 rider, 25-year-old staff writer for Fast Bike magazine. He's done a lot of TV work as well on motorcycling on the satellite channel, has Carl Stevens, and very capable broadcaster is Carl Stevens as well. Had a few wildcard rides in the European Junior Cup. He actually went out to race in the Persian Gulf Superbike Cup. He raced at Bahrain in the Cup out there a few seasons ago, did Carl Stevens, who's running 6th at the moment, the number 17. McGuinness, he's back to 8th place. We'll give you the rundown as they complete this 5th lap. Fastest lap so far, 56.603. which is just 0.2 of a second shy of matching the lap record from yesterday. Eddie Best now in that second position. Elliot Pinson is there third, but it is Levi Day that still leads the way. Championship leader and undefeated rider in fourth position, Josh Day. Davy Shoebridge goes to fifth, ahead of Carl Stevens. Then it is Craig Neave. Sam Middlemas moves up to eighth. John McGuinness goes back to ninth. And in 10th place, it is the number 89 rider, and that is Davy Jones minus his locker. And behind him, we have Carl Cox, Dion Compton, Solera, Jones, Tustin, Stevens, Spencer Fleet, Fowler, Potter, Arizeki, Kenley, Devonport, Hasler, Stevens, Fleetwood, Andre Compton, and in 27th place, the number 49 of Tom Rawsthorne. We are back. Fastest lap now with Josh Day, 56 point to treble 5. Yes, he knows he's going to have to start digging deep, is Josh Day. He's got to get past these two pesky SimCirrus machines before he can even think of having a go with yesterday's second place man. He split them now. Josh Day now is beginning to apply himself, and he's now split the two Massingbird Monday SimCirrus machines. It's Eddie Best who's running in second place, and back to fourth place now has gone Elliot Pinson, meaning that Josh Day has moved up then into third, and that happened at Brooklands Corner. That's the place where he took the lead yesterday. That tight inside line to the left-hander. Josh Day backed by hosted.co.uk. New bike this year. He won the championship last year, of course. He does carry plate number 1 as last year's champion and this year's current champion, but this is his new bike he's running this year, running one of the V2s. He's again looking to make the challenge for, this will be second place. He realises that he's going to have to start digging deep on this one and not allow Levi Day to get away with it. And that can means that he's got to quickly get past the number 44 of Eddie Best. Eddie, who was 6th in the British Motor 3 Championship of last year, 19 years of age, races out of Market Harborough in Leicestershire. Levi Day, Best, Josh Day, Pinson, Shoebridge, no change. Carl Stevens, the positions are pretty set at the moment. That is the one that is proving us wrong, because from the very last slot on the grid up then to a remarkable 9th place at the moment is the number 31 of Sam Cox, the Londoner Sam Cox on his latest V2 Panigale. That's a remarkable ride he's had after, 7 laps from the last place on the grid, up then to 9th place. And with his lap times, that last lap was a 57.3. He's certainly going to go higher than that. The top 5 are in the 56s, but Coxey should have Middlemas, Neave and possibly Stevens there for the taking. Levi Day, all he can do at the moment is try and make hay whilst the sun shines. Well, that sun may well have gone behind the clouds, because Levi Day has now got Josh Day into second position. The big 1-2 now, and we do have a faller out there on the circuit, and we'll come back to that momentarily. Ryder, looks like he may well have banged his wrist there, just holding his wrist there, so that may well be a wrist injury there for for just trying to recognise who that is. Should recognise it with the Island Nest leathers out there. We get a glimpse of this. That was at Brooklands Corner. Oh, it was Brooklands Corner, and that actually was Sam Middlemas. That was Sam Middlemas that went down there, number 5, and I think he may well have done a wrist injury there, but that was the number 5 crashing out of that one, Sam Middlemas. There was one or two other riders who take avoiding action, which they courteously did, and they'll be thankful for that as he bounced and rolled over the track. Sam Middlemas, number 5. Sam, the 33-year-old from Earl Shilton. Confirmation now that on the screen. Levi Day leads by half a second from Josh Day, who's the fastest rider on the circuit. Again, Josh was marginally quicker than Levi. He's continuing just inch by inch, foot by foot, yard by yard to pull himself back onto the rear boot of Levi Day. The 57 rider, Levi Day, running for Bose Plumbing Supplies. And he's effectively done that as they make the run through to come out onto the Wellington Straight. Just waiting for them to complete this particular lap and see what that gap is between Levi Day and Josh Day. Visually, you can see that it's nothing, because Levi Day has now got alongside him, or did, into the apex of Luffield, Josh Day. So it's going to be just about a quarter of a second as they come through here to complete what will be lap number 10. just wondering whether Levi might do as he did yesterday, leave it till the very last lap, and he does take a slightly tighter line every lap in toward that left-hander of Brooklands as they come back from, can tell you that these V2 Ducatis cracking on over 160 miles an hour on the Wellington Straight. Josh Day's fastest, I think, at 161.9 miles an hour through the speed trap. Levi Day from Josh Day, though, still at the moment, and they've got back traffic they've got to contend with. Just have a look and see if they are in the back traffic. Yeah, still Levi from Josh. And unmistakably, it is that tighter line into the approach of Brooklands Corner. They're just about on the same line at the apex. But I suspect that may well be where Josh Day will be fancying his chances once again of an attack on Levi. Or if he's may just want to go sooner than that, they are nipping through on the inside of Murray Hambro, legless as he calls himself, through conflict in the Middle East, he having lost both his lower limbs and runs with artificial prosthetics, does Murray. Lovely character is Murray, and whilst he will have his serious and sombre and flashbacks, he does look at life as it should be looked at. Life is to be lived, and he does just that. Going back with the leaders, 57 and the 1, still there. Josh Day running with the Host-It.co team, with Levi Day running for Mike and Maddie Green, who run the Bose Plumbing Supplies, builders merchants and plumbers merchants down there in Weybridge in Surrey. And they have been loyal supporters. Oh, and that's gone down there. Who's that? They've gone down there in fourth place there now. That was not one of the two leaders, was it? Well, two riders. In fact, that's the Eddie Best. It's one of the Massingbird riders that's gone down there. I think that may well be Elliot Best, or is it Pinson and Shoebridge that have gone down there? But certainly it's one of the Massingbird riders that's gone down there as they went in toward Brooklands Corner. And Eddie Best, who was running in third position. Pinson was running fourth. And it is Eddie Best, because that's Shoebridge who's gone through in third place. So I think it was the third place rider of Eddie Best. Let's just see. Yes, it is. Seems goes up to fourth place. It's the Best now is being shuffled back down. Best and Pinson both being shuffled down there. Well, they didn't take each other out, did they? They potentially could well have done, holding third and fourth, and that could well have been the 44 and the 75, the two teammates taking each other out in the same instant, which it is indeed confirmed on the screen, 44 and 75, and those are the two teammates running for the Massingbird Monday by Simsira squad, and they both have landed on their backside in the same incident. And, well, there'll be discussions about that one, I'm sure, holding third and fourth place. But the teammates now are faced with a lonely walk back toward Gasoline Alley, not so for the race leader, in toward the closing stage of this race. As into the pits to retire goes the number 83 rider of Mark Evans. But that really high drama there, holding third and fourth, and I'd like to see a replay of that one to see who was at fault with regard to that one. Levi Day still holds this advantage, 20-yard advantage over Josh Day in toward, what is this, the penultimate lap? This is lap 14 of the 15 lap. There will be one lap to go, and Josh Day knows he's got to get a tad closer than he is at the moment to the rear boot of the Bose Plumbing Supplies rider, Levi Day. Just cutting back there with Carl Stevens, new colour scheme for Carl Stevens, the number 17, which is very attractive, but that's fourth place, and we want to be there. That's where we want to be. Coming up now to start their last lap. Coming up to start lap number 15, the final lap. Now, remember, the rider that's in second place, 5 starts, 5 victories. Is this going to be is he going to meet his Waterloo in this one, courtesy of Levi Day? Holds a 20-yard advantage through turn 1. Levi will not know the exact location of Josh Day. No, he's second, but he won't know whether he's pulling in or pulling away from him. Josh Day has now got really one opportunity, and this is going to be the Brooklands left-hander, and I don't think he's close enough to breakage. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's got an opportunity. He will look on the inside, but no, Levi Day's got it covered, and Josh Day this time takes the traditional wide approach in toward the apex. Just keep his nose clean here, and Levi Day is going to pick up his first victory of the year. The number 47 rider of Levi Day in toward Loffield Inn, coming out of Loffield Inn, and this is after 4 second place races, and he's going to finally pick up his victory here. It's the Aussie of Levi Day, and he has done it. He gets home then. The 5 victories then now come to an end with race number 6 for Josh Day. It's still a very commendable performance, and he will still lead the championship, will Josh Day. But as they came across the line, 0.42 of a second, the victory to Levi Day, the Aussie, from the number 1 of Josh Day. 6 seconds back on that, Davy Shoebridge. He ahead of Carl Stevens, who came home in 4th place, then Craig Neve, then it was Alberto Solera, that's number 59. It was then the number 89 rider of Davy Jones from Dion Compton, number 14. Mike Tustin, 64. John McGuinness finishes in 10th place. The 23 times TT winner, John McGuinness, 10th. Sam Cox from the back row grid, 31, finishes 11th. In 12th position, it is the number 92 rider, and that is Matt Jones. Behind him is the number 50, and that is Matt Stevens. That's Dad, because he's got his son racing in this one, and his son is racing under the number 45. So Dad got home ahead of Tom yesterday, and he's done it again here today. Dad, Matt Stevens, came home in 13th place. 14th is Arizeki. 15th is Spencer Fleet. 16th is Potter, number 36. From Kennelly, number 90. Devonport, 72. Haston, number 6. And then it is the number 45 of Tom Stevens, the son of Matt. Tom Stevens coming home in 20th place. Then it is the 66 of Ben Fowler, Fleetwood, Andre Compton, Rawsthorne, Long, Hambro. Well, Andre Compton, the last of the riders on the full requisite distance, on 1 lap in arrears of that. 49 Rawsthorne, 7 Long, Murray Hambro, 912, Buchanan, 16 Howe, 88, 30 Booth, and 25 Flower. Did that lap record get bettered from yesterday? It was 56.411 today, 56.555. So no, Josh Day did not improve upon his own lap record. And Josh in the victory circle, congratulating the performance there of Levi Day for Boast Plumbing Supplies picking up that victory. And the family will be delighted with that, and we'll have the presentations very shortly. In the meantime, we're going to cut back to the studio.